everyone.
Hey there guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're doing well, and in this video we're going to be talking about Thor and his future within the MCU as of what Chris Hemsworth has to say here about the character and playing him in the future roles. That being said, let's go ahead and we're going to hop right on into it, taking a read from the direct article and what they have to say here about this. As per usual, I'm going to have this full article linked in the description down below. Thor actor Chris Hemsworth has revealed his desire to move on from Taika Waititi's take on the character in his next MCU appearance, whether this is a standalone Thor movie or maybe a crossover with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 or something like that. The Asgardian god of thunder has arguably been through more evolutions in the MCU than any other character, from his early Shakespearean days to the slapstick comedy brought on by Taika Waititi in Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder. With the strange bro Thor along the way in Avengers Endgame, the god of thunder has been through quite a lot. While it may have proven initially popular with Waititi's MCU debut, the current comedy-focused Thor hasn't been landing well with fans lately, especially after Thor Love and Thunder, as that movie was victim of 7 major criticisms. Now the Oscar-winning director's Marvel future appears open, but far less than certain. Lately, Hemsworth himself has begun discussing what the future may hold for him in the MCU regarding his character of Thor, including the potential for his imminent death. And as the star begins to break from acting, the Australian has opened up about his hopes for a changed Thor on the next go-around in the next MCU movie. Since then, Chris Hemsworth has also unfortunately recently learned that he would be 10 times more likelier, 8 to 10 times more likelier for Alzheimer's disease as he ages and gets older. So he said that he wanted to take a little bit of a break from acting and making movies to spend a little bit more time with his family if this were to be the case. That being said, it makes sense for why he might want to give his character of Thor a little bit of a break or maybe an actual death in the MCU and kind of step away from it, and he's gonna be like done with it from there after that. Speaking with Josh Horowitz, Thor actor Chris Hemsworth addressed his hopes for his MCU future. The actor notably revealed his desire to move on from director Taika Waititi's take on the character to something new. The MCU veteran pointed out how his first 2 Thor solos outings and his last 2 movies are quite similar, so he sees the future as quote-unquote about reinventing it, and to keep fans on their toes, and to him at least keep them invested. You look at Thor 1 and 2, they were quite similar. Ragnarok and Love and Thunder are similar. I think it's very reinventing. I've had such a unique opportunity with Infinity War and Endgame to do a very drastic things with the character. I enjoy that. I like keeping people on their toes. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me invested. I've said this before, but when it becomes too familiar, I think there's a risk in getting lazy, then because I know what I'm doing. So I don't know. Ending the quote right there as a full quote from Chris Hemsworth and speaking with that interview and regarding of his character in the future of the MCU. Hemsworth also noted how he was still uncertain if he was invited back, but if he were to return to the MCU, which he probably will, he would want his Thor to be portrayed with a more drastically different version in tone from his previous solo movies, Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder. Something more comedic as that, and I think in this sense he would want to go to something a little bit more, I guess, serious toned. In that full quote he says, again, I don't know if I'm going to be even invited back, but if I was, I think I would have to be a drastically different version in tone. Everything, just for my own sanity. Thor lost his mind, that last one. He's got to figure it out now. Ending the quote right there. And it is something very true about how they create this character to be very serious, but yet he's still very overly comedic. There's still those overly serious tones and themes that are kind of poked at in Thor Love and Thunder, but they never go anywhere, and instead it's more of a comedy. Is there something wrong with that? Not really, unless at least if they were to hopefully in the future do actually touch on to those humanizing problems with Thor and his character. That is definitely something I think that we need to see with Thor for sure, so kind of making his character a little bit more serious in those tones. Previously speaking, in the Thor Love and Thunder Disney Plus documentary, the Australian actor also touched on the intense physical requirements to put on muscle than ever for his latest MCU appearance, and he isn't sure that he wants to get that big again. Hemsworth says in a full quote, each time I've played the character and put the muscle on and put the size on and then lost it for something else and played another character, there's muscle memory. And he used to say it sort of got easier each time. This was particularly hard. I think because the target weight we aimed for was quite a ways above where I've been before. We had 12 months when I was at home just training and sort of, you know, puppeteering the body and manipulating and trying to like, okay, we could try more swimming now and try more martial arts. It was a really fun exploration exploration, but I don't know that I want to get that big again. And I was sort of like, it was just exhausting. I don't know, maybe I'm getting old, but things just started to hurt a little bit more, ending the full quote right there. And I do have to say, I have to agree with him. I mean, yeah, as you get older, it's going to become way more difficult to be transforming and changing around your body, especially for movie roles that are more on a short notice, when you only have about a year or so to gain so much muscle and change around your physique so much. Having been questioned on how Love and Thunder teased a future for his MCU hero, Hemsworth pointed out how they always do, before adding how he is completely open to doing more with the character. And that quote, he says, "Yeah, I think they always do. Look, I'm completely open to it. If there is something unique and fresh and unexpected to do with the character and the world, I've always loved the experience. I've been very thankful I've been able to do something different each time." Ending the quote right there. And I have to completely agree with that there as well. He's always had something different with his character in the regards of his appearances in the MCU. Whether or not it's a solo movie or an Avengers movie, there's always something new, always something different, and his character is always transforming, as he had mentioned at the beginning of this article, unlike other MCU characters. Not that there's anything wrong with that. However, to solidify his character and give his character a more serious tone, especially after all the different directions that they set up with his character, especially in the recent times with Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, and now also Endgame and Infinity War, with all those events that went on, I think it is definitely time to give his character, Thor, a more serious tone in the MCU. Unfortunately, Thor's MCU return may be further down the pipeline than once thought, as the actor recently explained why he is taking a break from acting. It currently remains unknown just how long his hiatus will last, and if it will interfere with him taking part in Avengers The Kang Dynasty or Avengers Secret Wars. As I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, Chris Hemsworth, after his diagnosis, or at least those chances of that diagnosis being explored, of course, that he would want to take a step back from acting, a step back from movie making, and kind of spend a little bit more time with his family, just kind of taking 5 type of thing. Anyway, I want to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'd actually love to hear what you guys all think here in the comment section down below regarding Thor and his character in the MCU. Where would you want to see his character go in the future of the MCU? I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think in the comment section down below. And as I had also mentioned, I have this article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. This has been Unofficial MCU. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully it won't be like another month gap, so sorry about that. But anyway, have a great one, guys. Peace out.